Here's the forecast track, and what concerns me is this. They're taking it a little farther over the Gulf of Mexico.
Right now, so you're saying when the release happens, you could see thousands more homes affected by floodwater?
The releases will go downstream, so the releases will not affect what is happening upstream in these colored areas. The releases will go down Buffalo Bayou towards downtown Houston. There could be additional structure flooding along Buffalo Bayou because of the releases. At the same time, as the releases are happening, water continues to flow into the reservoirs from the upstream creeks. The amount of flow coming in from those creeks is going to be greater than the amount of water that is being let out of the dams. And so the pool, even though water is being let out, the pool will continue to rise. And as the pool continues to rise, it will back up westward into these areas. These areas will flood from the actual pool, not the releases. And that's important because that is a lot of the confusion we had with the tax day flood.
Is there a possibility that residents downstream from these two reservoirs that have never flooded before because of Buffalo Bayou, that live along Buffalo Bayou, is there a possibility that some of those residents are actually going to have water in their homes for the first time?
Well, considering we're at record levels right now on Buffalo Bayou with both of these closed, there are people likely flooding that had never flooded before on Buffalo Bayou. If the rain continues, these releases have to be made. Additional structures will likely flood along Buffalo Bayou, but I want to make it clear that if the Corps of Engineers needs to make releases because they have control of the situation. The worst outcome here is if releases are not made, the water continues to rapidly pool in here. That puts a lot of pressure against the dam. The absolute last thing we would want to have happen is something to happen at the dam where we don't any longer have control.
Now, it is forecast to still be a tropical storm when it moves back across Houston on Wednesday, 3 days from now. So right now, it is still in central Texas. Tomorrow, Monday, it'll still be in central Texas. Tuesday goes back out over the water. Wednesday comes back at Houston, still as a tropical storm. That's the new forecast. The Thursday, Friday, finally disintegrating and diminishing to an area of low pressure. But up until Thursday, we are still in the setup here for some extremely heavy rainfall. And the latest rainfall forecast shows an additional 15 to 25 inches of rain from Houston into southeast Texas out toward Beaumont, southwest Louisiana, which tracks, if you kind of remember where the track was, kind of corresponds to the east side of that whole track the entire time. This is not a good forecast for southeast Texas. It means we have the potential here for seeing some flooding in areas that have not flooded yet.